Sige.
Mukhang busy yung mga tao ah. Tayo-tayo lang nandito.
Oo nga eh. It's you and me against the world. Kumusta Sister Jocelyn?
Medyo busy.
Medyo busy.
Pero nakanya siya, nakikinig naman.
Nakikinig. Sister Chi, ganun din. Din.
It's you and me and the world.
And the world.
Wala na po tayong against the world.
Oo nga
Wala eh.
pala.
Lahat iisa tayo eh.
In one sense of the world.
Yeah. But yun kasi kailangan nga ng konting separation para lang maunawaan lahat.
Yeah.
Nakikita.
I think maybe separation hindi na yun ang I don't use separation as a term, but I use the word spectrum. Nakikita lang natin yung different spectrums of people, different spectrums of humanity.
Amen.
Pero it's just one rainbow.
Yes.
Doesn't mean we're all one, we're all the same, di ba? It's just different spectrums lang. Different characters, just different people, different experiences, and lahat yan, it makes a rainbow. Yun ang kagandahan ng rainbow. Yung differences within it.
When you look at it, it's just one light.
Yeah, it's just one light.
But when it passed through water, when it passed through a prism, it shows the spectrum.
Parang transfer ako ng location. Medyo mainit.
It's Kumusta naman po si Pastor Joe tsaka si Sir Edna?
Okay naman. Okay naman sila. So far.
Good.
So far, so good. All is well.
Amen. All is well.
Ganun lang. Keeping strong.
Amen.
Ayan. Nag-iingat sa health. So halos ganun lang.
That's good. That's good. Very interesting po.
Kung sa mga brethren dyan sa Manila.
Medyo busy.
Mukhang lahat busy. Sabay, ganun. What was your question? Very interesting yung which one?
Yung topic na tungkol sa duality.
Yes. Yes, sige. Tell me more about it.
Duality is a common parang occurrence. It's just the outcome of reality. It's an outcome of creation, but it looks like two, but it's actually one.
Yeah. Ganun talaga. Parang it's like the English language. There are many singular words which are compound in meaning.
Yes.
One word, two things. So it all depends on our utility of the word, our usage of the word. Same thing with the body, same thing with the mind, same thing with everything that we are. It all depends on how we use it. We are all prone to duality, but we are just one person. So parang choices. Andali lang.
Yes. Go ahead. Si Sister Casey ba yun? College na ba? Hindi pa?
Third year college.
Third year college. Anong course niya?
Entrepreneur.
Ooh, businesswoman.
Okay. Well, hopefully. Dali. Nag-message kasi. Kailangan ko lang sagutin.
Okay, no problem.
Dali lang. Okay na. I can hear you naman. Can keep talking.
Actually, when you look at or whatever is moving in reality, it's not just limited to two. It's not just duality.
Yeah.
It's a real separation lang talaga. Kasi everything is being broken down. Everything needs to be enumerated because we need when we need to accomplish something, there are processes and there are ways and means that we need to do to accomplish them.
Mm-mm. Yun. Yeah, that's right. Everything that we do affects the web of life.
Amen.
Everything. No matter how big or how small, life is just one big web. And of all the webs that we have created as human beings, as people, we don't know which is the center already. A lot of times we just see ourselves in the center of it all. Ano pa yung ibang thoughts ni Brother Don regarding sa duality?
Ito ay sa akin lang, itong thoughts ko lang.
Sige.
Parang kunyari ako, I am the logic and imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Logic is everything needs to be perfect, everything needs to be right, we need to be always um, follow the rule of law to the letter. And imagination is uh, chaotic. Imagination is there are no rules that bounds imagination. It
Yeah.
is the creativity in us, and
Mm-hmm.
every human being is that. Uh, wh- when we while we are living in this world, and as I heard, Brother Don also shared about infinite. What is the difference between infinity and finite? We are the infinite, right? We are the infinite living in this finite reality. So there is when we right, for example, every activity that we are going through, whenever we come to analyze something, we withdraw ourselves into that place, into that gap, and for a time being, we entered infinity to analyze everything, to resonate, to when we tap into spiritual matters. But in this finite world, with all its pressures and with all its uh, obligations and everything around us, um, for us to be able to exist in that gap, no,
Mm-hmm.
it gives us that um, wisdom. It helps us deal with so many issues in life, and to look at everything that we went through are just parts and of learning, parts of experience, parts of opportunities. As I said, as I shared last Sunday, in my life there is no more contrast. There are only opportunities.
Yeah.
opportunities to grow, opportunities to learn, opportunities um, to 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 be able to uh, get learnings from that we can use, we can exercise, and we can apply.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's us. It's up to the person to put himself into knowing that he is that consciousness, that infinite consciousness. And um, when we tap into that, when we withdraw ourselves into that gap, into uh, that neutral plane of existence, it helps us to calm down. It helps us to analyze so many things in our life.
Yeah.
So we are the infinite um, dissecting, uh, going through finite time for us to grow, for us to learn, for us to build our character of who we are, who we want to be.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Or here we are just discovering more of ourselves. Yeah.
And that growth is continuous growth yan,
Yeah.
Brother Kit, eh.
Oo, tama. Learning is non-stop. Learning is infinite.
Yes.
Learning and experience. So, how much time do we really have to learn everything that we need to learn? Can we come back another? Can we come back another time in another timeline, another body, and make better choices than we had previously done in this life? Are those things possible? Daming questions. I think the more we see, in order to learn more, we need to ask more.
Amen.
You want more answers? You want more solutions? Then seek the questions that you need answers from. That's how you get them. Who, what, where, why, how. Here we are. We just need to understand yung journey natin, the people that we're with, the people that help us grow, the experiences,
Amen.
many things. Many things. But most importantly, it's a company that we keep. I mean, we're here to make memories. What
Amen.
memories build,
Yes.
and who will we build it with?
That's important.
Yeah. So that also affects you. That's where our choices come in. So is it okay to discriminate then who we choose to share our lives with? I guess it is. Perhaps it is. There's nothing wrong with that. If in order to grow, we need to be with people who will help us grow, not those who will help us, not those who will pull us down.
Yes.
Yeah. Our lives, our bodies, our minds, our growth here, our lives here, we can type ourselves up like we're just plants. Plants respond to everything. They respond to frequency, they respond to the environment, they even respond to music. I've read some experiments wherein they did with plants, one with uh, same kind of plant, same sunlight, same window. The difference is that same nutrients, same amount of water. The difference is the music. One plant classical music, the other plant got hardcore metal music. Those kinds, heavy metal music. And later on, after a few weeks, the plant with which was being bombarded with which was given the chance to listen to classical music was healthier than the other plant which was being bombarded by heavy metal music. Same thing with it, and that's simple cymatics. Our bodies also respond to that. So even the people that we are with, there are people who won't give us the right experiences. See, but of course we will learn something from that. And one of the things that we will learn, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to let go of some people. And the best thing, at least we see the ones who we can hold on to. Those who will sing the right music, the same music, the right music with us. See, those who we can grow with. Like you said, like it is said, our time here is limited. So it's okay to be discriminate sometimes.
I think people who those that will those that will not, the people, the relationships that are not healthy, that is sometimes destructive.
Yeah,
It's just not, you're not in sync with that person, and it may not be your right time or right person or what, but eventually whoever that person is, if he or she will um will find it in themselves
yeah,
to vibrate in that higher frequency,
yeah, that's true.
eventually they will find that connection, they will find that productivity that they have been looking for, but they need to go to that higher frequency. And it's okay to walk away, it's okay to just avoid some of people, that because they have not yet reached that kind of maturity, they have not yet reached that higher frequency, they're always vibrating on a lower frequency, and that's good. If they want to stay there, let them stay there. But for you, if you want to grow, sometimes you need to agree to disagree. You just need to block some.
It's not
But
that we don't love them. It's not that we don't express unconditional love, but
amen.
there's some things which are finite. Like
Yes,
time. See, doesn't mean we don't have that. Does not also mean that we have to spend our time with them.
yes.
Yeah. So, but it's
So
not about. So it's about us. We need to learn. You know something about the trees in the forest that I just saw this video, which is
amen,
nice. I can't explain it the way it was said. See, it was shared by Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was saying about the trees in the forest. The forest is like a collective consciousness. It's like a community. He was saying something there. When a tree gets chopped down,
amen.
all the other trees in the forest
Yes,
support.
I heard of that.
You saw that video? All the other trees in the forest, they support, they supply that tree that was chopped down. They supply it with roots, with sugary chemicals through the roots, and they sustain that tree, that chopped down tree, even for decades, for years, even up to 100 years. No wonder sometimes when we see a tree that's chopped down in the forest, yung stump niya, it's still
Mm.
alive. It's not yet dead. Then sometimes we wonder, it should be dead by now after a few years, but what, how come it's not? It's because the other trees are supporting it. So it's just like us. Sometimes, but the thing is, humans are not made that way, or we don't learn from those trees. We don't learn from the forest. We're different.
Mm.
We're different. We like to cut things down. See? The life source that we share, it's always here. We're always here to support them. Like we said, it's not that we don't love them, but sometimes we need to let people be in order for
Yes.
to learn also. We can't learn for them, di ba? We can't learn for them, but we sure can love them. It's
Amen.
not a question of love, really. It's a question of learning. It's a question of growth.
Mm.
See? So there are people who are more vital. There are things, experiences. There are things that we need to do, things that we need to focus on.
Yes. While we're here, there are things that we need to shine our spotlight in. Those things that can give us growth, can promote our well-being, promote us in
Yeah,
um, a higher understanding, a more deep connectivity and relationship, not only to people but to the reality of who we really are, to understanding ourselves, right? And we need to focus on those things right now because
yeah,
this is the purpose why we are here. But to people who who is not giving me that growth, but is always uh, draining me every time. Uh, Sometimes, well, when we come to look at their situation, when you get to know them, you could see that actually they have gone through so many things in their life also, and
yeah,
it's just the circumstances, situations that they are in that they need to learn from for them to also grow, for them to also come to that understanding of who they really are. But sometimes people they just choose, they want they want to always walk the easier road, easier way. They want the wider path.
that's true. That's why it's
But
called the road less taken because less people take it.
yes, amen. But but for us, no, at least we understand that, and our love for them never diminished. But it
Yeah,
also taught us so much that those that way is not the right way for me.
yeah,
When Thomas Edison failed so many times during his experiments, right? And people was telling him that you have so many failures. He said, "No, those are not failures. Those all those ways is just to teach me that those are not the right ways."
one thing also why he was why he was a failure because he was doing things wrong. He was too proud, too arrogant to listen to Tesla.
Hmm.
Nikola Tesla became his employee,
Ah.
but he wouldn't. All this time, there was a battle between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison wouldn't listen to. He even cheated Nikola Tesla out of a contract.
Ah.
That's why Nikola Tesla left him. And after that, Thomas Edison spent his life, most of his life, trying to destroy Nikola Tesla.
That's
But
very
later on,
sad.
yeah, but later on, who was proven to be to be right when it comes to their ways and processes? It was Nikola
Yeah.
Tesla. Now,
Yes.
80% of everything that we have is Tesla, as is founded by Tesla. And One thing also I've learned in life, I think we've shared this recently dun sa fellowship namin sa church. We talk about unconditional love, and we talk about divine love, and we will be tried and tested. We will be given circumstances to express these things.
Yes,
And
very
one thing
true.
is that it's not for everybody. Unconditional love is not for everyone to express. Not everybody will express it. In fact, many will reject it. Many will reject divine love, which has happened. See? Divine love is a road less taken. See? And I think that's just part of the narcissism that we have built up in our lives through the years, through many years of ego.
Mm.
That's why many people do not respond to unconditional love. Some people even talk about unconditional love like a doctrine, like a pattern. No, it's an experience. See? And it's easy when we say that we are the ones given unconditional love. But what if we were put in a situation when we are when we are at the receiving end of unconditional love? See, that may also build up an ego in us. Or question is, will we be bitter towards a certain person who does not express unconditional love towards us, even though in our hearts we know that we can express unconditional love or have expressed unconditional love towards them? That's also another question, right?
Amen.
And also another pattern of learning. And upon seeing that, I see perhaps it's not for everyone in this time. Unconditional love can be applied to everyone, but not everyone will express it
Yes.
or will express it back to you. Most importantly, not everyone will express it back to you. So what do we do about it? Shall that make us bitter?
What is beautiful right now, when I come to this our present understanding of um always try to help people without expecting or asking anything in return. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of that. So to me, it is irrelevant if you love me or hate me unconditionally. I
Mm.
love you unconditionally, period. Whoever
Yeah.
you are, I wish for your success. I wish for your health. And to me, that this is just me, Brother Kit. I
Yeah.
never expect anything in return now, from now on.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's good. That's right.
But if people show me unconditional love, I am so humbled. I am so thankful. I am so appreciative of people doing that. And yet I try my best to always not expect anything. I don't, right? It's because we have come to this understanding, and I have loved myself. I love myself so much that um, I am appreciative of anything and everything. Even if people want to hate me, I just love them nonetheless.
Yeah.
If they want to do something, of course, um, r- totoo lang sa totoo lang. Syempre, dedepensahan mo sarili mo. But
Yeah.
I always, sa akin lang to, brother Kid, sa akin, I always make it a situation wherein if if I feel that the situation gets starting to gets heated up, you just mellow it. You don't let it boil over. And I try to be always relaxed, to be helpful, even whatever the other party is doing. I try to be always to smile, to be helpful, to be appreciative. And
Yeah.
once this is my experience, I don't see any enemies. And I think I think um, most people don't treat me as their enemy. But of course, I don't know. I don't know that. But to me, right, when we are at this understanding, that this is the beauty of our understanding here. It is not for me to be always trying to lift myself up, but I try to be always appreciative, to be humble, to not expect anything. But if there is something given, we are appreciative of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Me, I'm not even trying to pay I'm not even paying attention on finding out who's my enemy or who's not.
Yes, amen.
That, that question is irrelevant to me anyway. It's like, I mean, this life is full of attributes, and that's why we are here. And not all attributes can be expressed by anyone, or by everyone. Although some will do, some won't. So that also depends yung choices natin. Where do our choices lie? What kind of attributes do we want portrayed in our life? See? And also when it comes to dealing with people, yes, we love them. Divine love is there. Unconditional love is there. Also, we must, and at the same time, we also realize that our time and resources are also finite, are limited. We don't
Yes,
have the means. We don't have the resources to help everyone, or to be, or
true.
the time to spend
Amen.
with everyone.
Amen.
So so that's why it's okay. It's okay to be selective.
Amen. Yes.
Eventually, it will happen that way. It will happen. We will be. I mean, so it starts with our focus. Some people just like to say big things. Oh, I'm all for the world. I love the world, but yet you they want the world to be in order, but yet can't keep their own houses in order. If you want to change the world, where do you start?
At
You can't
home.
change the world by yourself. That thing's a global effort. See, that thing's a global effort. So where do we start? We start our home. So it means where do we put our focus on? The beginning of our focus on, or the strength of our focus on. It starts with family.
Amen.
That's a start. Then we branch out with our friends, because a lot of times the things that we express are based on our experiences with our family. If a
Mm.
person can properly express love, it's because they never received love that they're looking for inside their family. See? So, and this sets a pattern in a person's life. So a lot of attributes that you will find lacking in a person, it's because you will know, later you will understand, there's a reason why it's like that. Why are they lacking this? How come they cannot express this? First, there's a background to it. The background is because they never received it. See, they don't have it in them. They never saw it in them, even though it's in them, that love was in them. So they get a hard time coping with it.
Yes. Amen.
So same thing with us also. That's why we get a hard time coping with things, because we never felt this before. See? And that's why it's also hard to open up our hearts, because in our minds, in our memories, we don't know what it looks like. We don't know what love looks like. See? So we have to really go in there and experience it for ourselves. And then we see, that's why we need to keep an open mind, so we can also keep our hearts open.
Amen. Yes.
Till we see it, or choose to see it for ourselves, only then will we realize the void that we can feel within us. We can also help others do the same. See? And we cannot change them. We can be a guide, yeah. We can help in a little way, perhaps. But sometimes people just need to see your light. We don't need to force the torch on anyone. The light is
Amen.
bright. It will always shine
Amen.
in the dark, no matter how far, no matter how dark. We just need to shine that light. Our words express the right frequency, express the right vibration. Sing the right music. Also, I've learned, you know what really, they think that it's electromagnetism or electricity that makes the world or bodies move actually, or our bodies are full of electricity, although that's true. But one thing that's more important, music. Frequency is music. It's what influences and what basically our bodies are made of. Frequency. That's our basic form. Frequency is our foundation.
Amen.
That's why it's called universe. Uni, one verse, song, one song. So, whose song are we singing? The song of the earth, of course. So, what is the song of the earth? So, we need to pay attention more to the song of the earth because we are a part of the earth. When we hear the song of the earth, only then can we sing it to the people around us that they may also hear the song.
I'm curious. What is the song of the earth?
Ah, hard to tell. Something to discover ourselves, I guess. Yeah. Or something personal. What is the song of the earth for you?
Some other people is Beethoven's symphony number.
It's many things. I've shared this, I think a few months ago. I've seen this video. They have this gadget that they stick to plants and they can hear the plants singing. Listen to the whales sing, the animals sing, even the forest sing. See? And I also saw this video where it speaks about if you listen to the birds, just learn from nature. Every morning, why do birds chirp in the morning? It's because when they do that, they open the cells of the plant to receive the sunlight, so the plants can create photosynthesis, so we can breathe them.
Amen.
See, and who's doing the singing? The birds. So you see, the birds are one with nature. So if we could record that, that is actually a frequency that the birds are singing, that the birds are chirping. See, and even the beehive, the bird's nest, the bee's nest,
The bees.
the hexagon. How do they make those shapes? They make that through their vibration, the flapping of their wings. And how come honey can last 1,000 years? It's because of the song of the bees. See? And also vinegar. Vinegar is not supposed to spoil. Why is that? It's because of the song of the trees. So the earth itself, it has music. The thing is, our ears aren't sensitive enough to listen to it. There's a certain kind of tone that only dogs can hear. Animals are more sensitive. Look, the birds, they know when, animals in the forest, animals everywhere, they know when there's an earthquake coming. They know when there's a storm coming. They know when there's a natural calamity coming. It's because they can feel the vibrations, the frequency of the earth changing, and they respond to that. It's only us humans, with all our smarts, that's why we need to make technology in order to connect to that song. But the animals, the birds, they don't. They just know the rhythm of it, and they go with it.
Amen.
See, they've done it. And I think we've distorted our music to such proportions that we don't know what the song of the earth is. So there's so much negativity. There's so much going on already. There's so much confusion. In other words, we need to change our frequencies to
Amen.
the right. We are not, as human beings, we are no longer in tune with the earth. We need to do more of that. We need to do more earthing. Just the way we live. Yeah, just look at our lifestyle. Look at the way we live. What are we eating? Is what we're eating the same as what our ancestors were eating then? How come they are more healthier than we are today? Many people, they blame the sun. Sun gives us cancer, but the sun is not the culprit. Our ancestors stayed in the sun for longer hours than we did. They slaved in the sun, worked under the sun. They never got skin cancer. So when did skin cancer became relevant? When did that happen? Only lately. And how did that happen? See, because it's also the type of the food we ate. A lot of foods that we eat have been poisoned now.
Amen.
Globalist economies, the corporations, they don't care what we eat.
All they care is profit.
Yeah. And the thing is, we give in to that. And they're singing, we are also singing to their tune. And because this, see, even modern day science is no longer science. A lot of modern day science is based on gain of function research. A lot of the movies that we watch, see, there's so many things. So we just, if we really look into everything that's going on, and this is called epigenetics. What happens outside affects inside, as above, so below, as outside, also affects inside. So what do? We need to reverse that polarity.
Amen. Yes.
We need to affect the outside coming from the inside now. So, and many things we realize, it has to do with our bodies, even the way we think, even our belief system. It has to do also with the way we treat our bodies. How we treat others, I've heard this before. The way a person treats their animals, you can tell how they will treat other people too. How they treat their pets.
Yes.
You can tell how they treat other people too. And how a person treats other people, it's because in their household, that's how they treat their family of members also. How they talk to them. If they treat with them honor and respect, it will show. See, that is the right tune. Every character is a frequency. Love is a frequency. Joy is a frequency. Anger is a frequency. And you put all those together, you can make songs out of that. That's why we have songs based on art. And all these, when we mix these songs, this character with frequency, bring out the songs, these frequency songs, we vibrate them. What do we create? We create the right character or the wrong ones. See, we bring out the song in us. Yeah, when we bring them together, we create a song. So what song are we singing? Are we singing the song of love or the song of hatred? See, everything is a song. Everything. Yeah.
Everything.
Sometimes we are learning as we go. Sometimes when we're talking, I don't really know what to say. Parang it's like, parang it just hits you like that. Thinking of that. Learn as you go.
It's so spontaneous.
Sometimes we like to argue the world is this, the universe is this, but the world is the universe. All our experience, everything that happens is built up on spontaneity, being random, and also things which are programmed or pre-programmed. It's a combination. It's neither one ultimately. Neither one is the absolute. Both are absolutes. Both are infinites. Both are omnipotent. See, and this is what makes experience.
And yet it looks like two, but it's actually one.
Yeah.
It's just one.
Yeah. Remember, Brother Branham, he said, what happens? Here's this question. What happens when two omnipotents meet? See, they create an explosion. Positive and the negative, two omnipotents, they meet. Bam! They create an explosion. And that explosion, no one knows where that light, where the debris will go, where that chaos will go. Yeah, that explosion is unpredictable. You just know there will be an explosion. But what happens after that? It's spontaneous. It's random. And yet, the thing is, we have that knowledge. We have that We have that instinct to pick up those pieces. See? To pick up the debris of those explosions. To pick up ourselves, experiences we have in that explosion, and make a song out of it. What's the most influential way of expression?
You're muted, Brother Kit.
Someone calling,
Yeah.
enough. It's okay. Enough ko na muna. They can just text. Di ba?
What is the most influential, sabi mo? Influential,
Form of expression.
yes, form of expression.
It's music. Di ba? If you look at it, papansin mo yung music. Really influential. Kaya tignan mo yung mga concerts. Look at all the concerts. Everybody's into them right now. They pay thousands of pesos just to watch, just to get a ticket.
Grabe, ano? May 25,000 pa. Merong grabe.
Even more. See? They show it pang Facebook, pang live, pang Instagram. Woo, I bought this ticket, this much. And sometimes a lot of that is just superficial. A lot of those showboating is just superficial. All the people are excited. But sometimes you don't feel the genuine, what's the right word? It doesn't feel genuine.
Yes. Diba yung kay Taylor Swift, no? Diba maraming nabudol sa ticket?
Oh. Ah, yeah? I don't know.
Grabe.
I don't know any of her songs. I don't know which is her song or not. I don't really listen to Taylor Swift.
But
I
this
know.
just prove your point that music is the most influential medium.
Yeah, it is. Ever since. And second to that is movies. Movies. Social media. We have all that. Anyway.
At least this gave us an understanding.
Yeah. That's it's always good. I like to talk about music, especially with my father. There's so many good songs out there, but they're not being played. And you know what? Music is also used to hypnotize people. Yeah. Certain frequencies and vibration, especially sa mga rally, how come may mga music? Yeah. So sometimes you don't realize you're being lured into some person's agenda. Once it's nice to have a different song. So we might be singing a different tune from the rest of the world. But it's not just the song of the world. I think that's the question there. What song are you singing? Is it the song of the world or the song of the earth? Which are you more into?
There is a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question to answer. Huh? What is the song of the earth? We've listened to the song of the world, but how often do we listen to the song of the earth? And which is the universe. One song. There's so much we can learn from nature, actually.
Amen.
Nature is the intelligence of the spirit. Sometimes, when we look at the diagram, yung body, spirit, soul, sometimes we think the spirit and the soul are separate. We see them as this. We see it like a dartboard. Diba? Yung dartboard, body, spirit, soul. But it actually doesn't look like that. But because we're looking at it at 2D and trying to
Yes.
explain two-dimensional. But when you look at it 3D, there are dimensions to it. The spirit and the soul aren't like that. See, but they're actually like this.
Intertwined.
Yeah, they're entangled. It's not like first, in order to get the soul, you have to get to the spirit. No, there cannot be a spirit without a soul or a soul without a spirit. See, but the question is, can there be a body without a soul or a spirit? Does the spirit or that soul need a body? See, the spirit and the soul can gather any type of elements it wants.
Yes.
Remember that vision, brother, that visitation Brother Don have about the angel, and he was saying that angel was clothed, and he asked about the angel's clothing, and what did that angel said? These aren't clothing; these are elements.
It
See?
is the angel himself itself.
Yeah,
Is the clothes.
yeah.
The angel isn't wearing anything but himself. The angel is just wearing himself.
So everything is just light. See, the image that we see, those clothes, that is just the elemental light that we see. And it's, for somehow, it's vibrating in such a level that, such a speed that it becomes tangible. Sometimes we don't know how to express it quite clearly, just the way we can. I was just thinking about that because the atom, if you look at the atom, the atom, the proton and the neutron, they aren't separate like that. They're actually entangled like this. Nakakapit, magkadikit sila. Ganon. So, our soul will always have a spirit. And that is surrounded by a nucleus. And what is a nucleus? I've just been reading about this, yung sinabi ni, ni
Hello,
Bruce
Sister
Lee.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. Oh, hello. So, there are a lot of good things we learn from people. There's so many people talking, and there's so many scientists with the right heart, so many doctors with the right heart, so many elders with the right heart, so many geniuses, so many people with the right heart. I think that's what we need to connect with. First, that's the first thing we need to find in people, in a
Amen.
person.
Yes.
There's so much influence in information going on. So which is true, which is not? So how will this person help me grow? Is this person saying, "Totoo ba yan? Is that real?" Or yeah. So the first thing we need to listen to is, what are the things they are not saying? Listen to their heart first. Then you'll
Yes.
know
Amen.
that they're telling the truth. Especially a lot of information, a lot of knowledge going on around the internet. There's just so much. And we also need to be careful because there's true knowledge, there's false knowledge. So which is which? That's where wisdom comes in. So how do we figure that out? Yeah.
Sister Elizabeth, you are muted, sis. We can't hear you. Okay.
Okay, yeah, wisdom. Wisdom in this age.
Especially this cyber age, sister. There's so many AI right now that is they are superimposing um famous celebrities into endorsements to pull people to buy their products. So we need
Yeah.
to have uh, a wisdom to be able to tell the difference between genuine and fake.
Marketing.
Yeah. I think we more than ever, we need to know our soul connection. Our
Amen.
soul connection.
Yes.
Yeah, that will be a guide for wisdom. Yeah, yeah. There's certainly a lot out there competing for attention. With no regard for wisdom. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I think wisdom is not in a hurry.
Hmm?
Mm. It's open, calm, can consider different possibilities.
Wisdom is not in a hurry.
Yeah. Wisdom likes to take its time.
Yeah.
To take her time.
Yeah, it sort of can afford to take its time because it knows where it is. It's standing kind of square.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a good thought. Why the rush? We are eternal beings. Why the rush? If you understand that we are in eternity, why the rush?
Mhm.
Everything is here
Mhm.
right now. Eternity is here right now. So what's the rush? What are we so in such a hurry for?
Mhm.
Some people are such in a hurry to get to heaven. Well, heaven is here.
Yeah, if we can be persuaded out of that you've just said,
Yeah.
that heaven is here, soul is here, then we don't need to be in a hurry to go anywhere. We just need to find that connection or to feel that connection.
Yeah.
It's there, potential waiting for us. It's not like we have to,
Yeah.
but we've been persuaded out of it.
Yeah, we were.
We were persuaded out of it. What persuaded us out of it? Like Solomon's golden age, his golden age. What persuaded the people out of it? Maybe that they wanted to hang on to it and not evolve. They
Amen.
wanted to keep it, to grasp it, to have more of it. There's not a great deal of wisdom in that.
There's so many people, they just want to get stuck in the past, in their past accomplishments, past successes, and they find it hard to move forward from that.
Yeah, well, there's certainly a lot of immediate, there's a lot of influence, cultural, social influence to cause people to stay in that stuck way. It's difficult. Yeah, habits become quite strong.
Yeah.
I think just we can be, if we can be in our wisdom, feel our wisdom, which comes through us, not necessarily of us, but then that can be an influence. I don't know. I think we can just be an influence in these times. If we can be anything, it is that we could be an influence.
Amen.
Yeah. What kind of influence?
An influence towards peace. peace
Yeah.
and harmony with everything, planet, not just people, but yeah.
Yeah. That's an individual thing.
Mm.
It's something everyone has to discover and do for themselves.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we can do is be a beacon of that light.
Mm.
Broadcast as much love as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sing the right songs.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I heard you talk about the song of
Yeah.
the universe. Mm.
So
Mm.
have you ever watched have you ever seen the ending of Game of Thrones?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's nice. We're talking about who's gonna be king. There was this question asked there, what unites people? First there was this choosing. He said, if we have spent a lifetime making mistakes, then we also have the rest of our lives correcting them. And that's what we did. The longer we live, the bigger the ego we built. Until we realize what we have done, and we have to tear that ego down little by little. Ego is not an enemy. If you treat it like an enemy, it will surpass you, it will overcome us.
Mm.
But if you treat it like a friend, it will subside.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's an individual thing.
Mm.
But what unites all of us as human beings? And the answer there was simple. And it was nice. It made sense. Stories. Stories unite is what. Why do we love the Bible so much? Because it's filled with stories. Why do we like watch movies? Because it's filled with stories. Why do we like listen to songs? Because it's filled with stories. Why is it? See? Why do we like to listen? Why do we like come to fellowship with other people? Because we like to listen to other people's stories. It's what keeps us together. So there is something that where we can see that these stories are what entangles us. Not just our frequencies, not just our genes, not just our DNA, not just our body. See,
Mm. Mm.
all of us, humanity is filled with stories. And we
Yeah.
will go on telling them for as long as we live. So these stories, they become everlasting. These stories, through stories, we make memories.
Mm.
And these memories are stored in our bodies, in our DNA. And they bring out certain characters in us.
Yes.
See, every character has a story behind it. The reason why that character was pushed out of us and expressed or projected from us. Because there's a story, a background, a backstory behind it.
Yeah.
And Brother Branham said, that is the only thing that we take back with us. Our stories, our character is everlasting. It's eternal in origin. That nature is eternal in origin. But yet we come here to make those stories come to pass, to create a story behind it so that certain character, the certain attribute, because we come here, that's what our life's all about. We come here for attributes.
To manifest attributes.
We come to continue stories,
Yes,
to evolve
that's
stories.
right. See, and that's what we all have, and that is also what unites us. And those stories are songs. That is how mortal becomes immortal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we love to listen. It's always good to listen and act upon it. acting upon it, that's called creation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So there's so many good stories to listen.
I'm reading I'm familiar with a series of books called, and they all start with the Song of Silence, the Song of the Eagles, Song of the Whale, the Song of, yeah.
Yeah.
So and they are stories, but they are stories, they're sort of very big stories. They're psychic stories that they reach into past informations and past storylines. And they are guides for action in the present. They give a continuity. You know, it seems like the connecting thread of all those stories, that the people, the characters of those stories were concerned with the balance of energy in the earth, and their actions and their cultures and their exploits were all in that, to that end.
Amen.
Yeah, so that's, you know, I was feeling just to go back and look at those stories again. It was
Yeah.
the story that took me back, you know, the continuity, the
Yeah.
stories that
So,
stories that have gone on for so long are about kind of eternal things, really, aren't they?
yeah.
They inspire, or they stimulate parts of us,
Yeah,
deeper
that's
parts
true.
of us.
They stimulate DNA, they stimulate genes in us.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
We react, we respond to those stories.
Mm.
You know what's interesting? There's so many stories, talking about stories, there's so many stories hidden so in the past. So much about history that we do not know, and that we have yet to discover. And it's very interesting. I was just thinking about Jesus. I mean, he also took on different names. Remember, the missing 20 years of Jesus.
Mm.
The missing 20 years was never in the Bible, from 12 until he came back later on in his 30s, when he went
30s.
to
Yes.
Jerusalem. That's what happened to those 30 years. So it is said he went to Egypt, he studied the scriptures there. Then from Egypt, he went to Tibet, then he went to India. Then from that was a span of 20 years. So, and we hardly talk about those. We don't know about those. See, that part of the life of Jesus, and in that journey, he took on a different name. So just like Brother John took on a different name, like Atori, Jesus also in Tibet he was called Isu, and in India and also in Ethiopia he was called Yusu Asaf. So he took on a different name. It is even said that Jesus was never the name that he really took. It was never really in his name, because there was never originally a letter J in the Bible. His real name was Yeshua. So, but anyway, so I'm more interested. What happened in those 20 years? What did he really do? What did he learn in those 20 years? Of course, sometimes it feels like those are forever lost to us. Seems that way. Although I'm really interested. I want to know more about that. What did Jesus learn? How come when he went back to Israel, to Jerusalem, he was saying the things that he was saying? Because a lot of things that he was saying were not Western. They're all Eastern teachings. I and my Father are one, oneness. That was an Eastern teaching. That's probably something he learned from the Dalai Lama. See, there's so much there. There's so much that we don't know. Yet we are also, all we ever talk about is his 3 years, his death in Jerusalem, how they killed him. And after year, we celebrate that. We celebrate his birthday, which is even wrong. December 25th, we're celebrating it in the wrong month. And, and yet, it's okay. It's still a story, although it's not the right one. See?
Yeah.
So when we will start learning and doing things the right way, when will we celebrate the right
Yeah.
birthday of Jesus? If we wanted to do that, things like that. Does the truth
Wisdom-
really
yeah.
have importance to us?
Wisdom is open to these things, open to possibilities, open
Yeah. How open
to
are you?
questions. If we're grasping,
Yeah.
that's really of anxiety and fear. If we're grasping and closed
Yeah.
down, we can afford to be generous and open and curious
Mhm.
because we know what we know. We
Yeah.
experience what we know. We're not thinking we can be thrown off course, or if we are, we've got a way of kind of checking in with ourselves. If we,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So you-
yeah, I think really good to be.
That's true. So I think, yeah, that's true. We can afford to be curious with ourselves and with a lot of things. Then being curious, it opens up our imagination. And one thing Einstein said is that he said that imagination is better than knowledge. All the things that we know that we have right now, that's just knowledge. But once when you start to curious, start to ask questions, you open up your imagination. So let's put it like this: talking about Jesus, what happened in his 20 years, and what happened after that? Because it is also said that he lived longer after his death in Jerusalem. He was risen, and then he lived another 50 years. So what happened to that? Yeah, he did. He did go to the cosmos, but it's not like he disappeared and out of thin air and he was boom. He was no more to be seen because there was a record of him later on being seen in Tibet after he said death and resurrection. See? So he did not just stay in Jerusalem, his 40 days in Jerusalem. After that, he traveled again. So if you just use imagination, I mean, and there was even notes that he was been to Persia, healing the sick there, and he went to other places. He's been all over, and the cosmos means the world. He went and traveled all over the world. So if you use your imagination, just think about what else did he do after the resurrection. It's not like he just disappeared into thin air. He did something after that. And it would be, see, what did he learn? What else did he preach?
Yeah. So we're being taught that not to be confined by not to be confined by a tradition or whatever, thoughts. And of course, that's what the established religions would want us to be confined by a tradition. Like the priesthoods of those religions would want us to be confined by a tradition because then we're manageable.
Yeah.
They can, their position is sort of guaranteed if, so it's been in the interest of the establishment to keep people confined, but it's not healthy.
Keep people
not
ignorant.
healthy. It's not the way of, it's not working. Basically, we can see that very clearly. Where there's confinement and separations and rights and wrongs and whatever, it's clearly extraordinarily destructive.
Since you mentioned that word separation, yeah, it's true. I can see that line of thought. We were separated from one thing. First, it was the truth. We were separated from the truth. And and how were we separated from the truth? We were separated from our history. Because our history, the truth is in our history. It's all there. It's all facts. It happened.
Amen. Yes.
Change that. But we were separated from that.
Separated from our true history.
No.
Would you say separated from our true history? Like we were told that we learned another history. We learned the history of Jesus and the Old Testament, and we learned that history. And in that, we were separated from our true history, which was much more than that, and much less confined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and all those histories, that was part of the theophany civilization experience. It's not
Yeah.
just us, and those are hidden from us.
Mm.
And it's just interesting, and we can learn so much more if somehow we could tap into that.
Yeah.
Somewhere there is a way. Where's all these records hidden?
Yeah.
I heard it's in the Vatican. They have this underground library that goes stretch out 2 or 3 miles, and all the books were there. They have every record.
Yeah. I'm sure it's. I'm sure I'd be happy just to say it's the dimensional records, and we can have access to them.
Yeah. Although they
Yeah.
have this, although they have those books, but there's another book wherein things cannot be erased, and it's the ether.
Mm.
Amen.
Everything that we see is
Yes.
written in the ether.
Yes.
So that is also where what gets me curious. How do we tap into that ether and gather all this, collect all this information, and use them?
We have to
Yeah.
be the more ether you can be, the more
Yeah.
natural that will be to be able to do that.
I remember
If
Brother
that's
Don
a-
mentioned something.
That's
Yeah,
a quality of ether. Then we
Yeah.
must be more ether.
Unless we can create a device that could tap into that ether waves and download all that information. It's up to science now. Science and engineering, technology has our
Yeah.
technology. So we have to see where our technology takes us.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they can download a person's memory and transfer it somewhere, transfer it to microchip onto another person, then who knows what else can be done?
I would say it would be endless what could be done, but wisdom would say, how wise is this? What's the wisdom of this move at this time?
Yeah.
And that puts the brakes on quite a few things that could be done. I think all these inventions must be subject to wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with this is just the wisdom. People hold wisdom. People are regarded as elders, wisdom keepers. There are wisdom records which are regarded as containing wisdoms. So to me, all these amazing possibilities need to walk before the wise ones and present themselves and show their intentions, show themselves to be pure
Yeah.
in their intention. If they can't do that, they just have to go around and
Yeah.
Yes.
Although at the same
waiting
time, we
for
also
that.
see. Yeah, that's right. Although no one person holds the entirety of wisdom, but
Mm,
all of us as individuals, we
mm.
have that ability within us. We
Yeah,
just
I
have
think
Amen.
so.
we're just
Yeah.
ignorant right now. We don't know how to tap into that, to
Yeah.
get into that, use that.
Amen.
And if people can be encouraged that they do have that wisdom in them, they do have wisdom in them. It's like we've been kind of, well, it's not a very flash word to be using wisdom these days anyway, just culturally, like we've kind of forgotten about that. But I think people do, people, doesn't mean to say that it's not still in people.
Yeah.
And I think if we can just take time and encourage people, like, what do you feel about this? What do you think about this? What do you, just slow everything down. Just with a view to keeping wisdom there as a resource for everybody,
Mhm.
Amen.
like an innate wisdom. I don't know.
Imagine being able to tap into the past.
Maybe time will come will be able to do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we'll see how far technology, what happens to technology later on.
Excuse me a minute. Yeah, hang on, John.
Yeah.
But for now,
We deal with what we can, make do with what we have.
right now, wisdom, tapping into wisdom is an individual process.
Yeah. Book of Psalms, wisdom has builded her temple, has built her temple. Where is the temple? Who is it? I have to go now. Bro.
Sige.
Bye-bye. Magsusundo ako. I have to pick up my daughter in school.
Yeah. Take care.
This
Brother Kit, thank you.
was-
Congrats again,
Yes.
Tracy.
God bless. God
God
bless.
bless. God bless. Hi, Sis Elizabeth. You're muted.
Hello. Are you on the way out?
Brother Kit is on the way out.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Are you okay?
Possibly I will do the same. 3:20 here. Nice to
seeing
see you,
you.
Sister Jocelyn. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Nice to see you, my
I
dear
know
sister.
Sister
Yeah, you
Jocelyn
too.
can always come
too.
in, but she's busy doing chores, doing things.
Domestic
can't hear-
duties.
Hey?
Domestic duties.
Yeah. For you? Yeah. Me too. Yeah.